Hello, hello, hello. What's poppin'? Real fucking gamers. That was a switch up because usually Milan opens with hello, 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 and I always open with what's poppin', real fucking gamers. So, surprise, it was me, Dio. Welcome to the 36th iteration of the Nifty Cauldron podcast. I am one of your esteemed hosts, Kelly, and this is one of our. Well, not one of our, the only other esteemed host.
It's me, Milan. What's up?
What's up? So just kind of the usual tabled items. If you like what we do, you like to hear me butcher the opening every single fucking time, why don't you go ahead and give us a like, little subscribey poo, little hit that bell, get notifications for when we post new videos and shit. And yeah, maybe leave a little comment. You know, we like to read those. But yeah, what's poppin', my dude? How's it going? What's going on in your life?
I mean, first, let me golf clap you for nailing it. Usually you forget, but I think the little magic of the hello helped. Kind of rubbed off on you.
What the fuck? Are you just like hive minding me? Like all I have to do is invoke hello, and then you're inside of me or something?
I mean, it worked, didn't it? Got the intro right. Usually I'm like, I mean, look, I get to bully you a little bit sometimes.
I don't like this. I'm being bullied on my own podcast. Except I bully you literally 99% of the time. And it's like, I get bullied for like 1 second. I'm just like, I call it quits. I leave. Yeah. I disconnect. Goodbye. Kelly has left the session.
Let us know in the comments who you think gets bullied more on the podcast. But yeah.
That's actually a really good question. And I think it's going to be you.
Probably honest, me. I deserve it though, so it's it's fine. I get it. I'm more bullyable. All right, first of all,
stop having shitty takes, dude. All my takes are fire. They're great. Oh yeah, I do have a low key addendum to last week, the previous iteration of the podcast, where I made a stance saying that, if you are using the LGBTQIA tag and you're not of the LGBTQIA community, it makes it hard for other like-minded individuals to find other people within, of the same mindset, of the same, basically find other LGBTQIA people. So Twitch apparently has released an ally tag. So start using that. Start using the ally tag. It makes it so that, people can find you easier if we, if like an LGBTQIA, plus person cannot find, an LGBTQIA person that they want to raid, they can start searching the ally tags. It makes it nice and easy. You can still, present your stance in regards to, your values on, LGBTQIA matters, and without clogging up the tags when you are a cishet person. So thank you, Twitch, for making that tag.
Yeah, it was just we didn't do all the research for the tags, so that was a little bit of an unfortunate timing on the rant. However, I still stand by it. I'm glad we said it regardless of the timing of it.
Yeah, so I thought I would open with that. So real poppin' gamers use the ally tag if they're not part of the LGBTQIA community. So if you want to be a real poppin' gamer, you should fucking do that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Hard agree. But yeah, as for what's popping with me, to go back after the addendum, after the little mini drag.
Mini drag.
Yeah, just like a little bullying, like a little soft bullying to start you off.
Tiny bully.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I talked about my mom's situation on the podcast. I'm fairly confident I have a couple weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
She's okay. She's all clear. She's out of quarantine. She's back with Gen Pop. So, well, I mean, not really Gen Pop. She's with the people who are confirmed to not have COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now it's just waiting until she gets to have her second shot, which I think is 2 to 4 weeks after you have confirmation of COVID, something like that. And then
I don't know.
Yeah, but then after that, after those 2 weeks are up, when she's fully vaxxed, she'll be allowed to go outside, like outside of the prison, because Serbia is weird like that. They're like, yeah, like you get to roam outside for 8 hours. We'll trust you'll come back, kind of situation.
I mean, strong trust, my dude.
It is, right? Because it's like Serbia is a pretty big country, so it's very unheard of, I think, across the world to just let somebody free roam outside once a week in the city.
Once a week too.
Yes,
that's barely even. I mean, I don't even go out once a week, bruh.
I know, right? I mean, you definitely would if you were in prison, I think. Just to get some privacy, like eat at a restaurant, stuff like that. Because the plan would be that my brother comes to the city when she's out, so they can just spend time together. And then
it's nice. They can get a little lunchy poo.
Exactly. And then she can call me on Skype and stuff like that. So just using the phone. And then in September, she has a hearing for being able to go home once a month for like a weekend. And it's like, damn, they're really trusting,
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, I mean, like the quote unquote crime that she committed it's like not even a crime, dude.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Dumb.
Yeah, it is super dumb. But yeah, it's still very nice. I think stuff like that makes it all bearable to a degree. Like you have something to look forward to every month, right? Like, oh, I get to go home for a couple days. So that makes time go by faster.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have like a lower like suicide attempt rate in Serbia in prison, probably. I mean, versus here.
Yeah, I mean, in general, this is the only female prison in the entire country. So I think that already says a lot.
Oh wow! Damn.
Yeah, but other than that,
it's weirdly like close by to your same town, or would your brother have to like travel very far to spend time with your mom?
It's like 40 minutes, so it's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, like it's not next door or anything like that, but it's not across the country. Like it's not a 4-hour drive. It's like fuck, kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fortuitous because now it's like she wants to go home for like a little bit. It's like only like a 40-minute. I don't know. Like, what would they do? Make her walk that shit? Probably not.
I mean, the presumption is you have somebody pick you up, right? Or you get a taxi, or you take the bus. I don't know.
Maybe that's why they do it. Maybe that's why they trust, because they have to have somebody sign you out, and then if you don't come back, like you have to take their place or some shit.
No, it's not that terrible. Like if you don't come back, then the next morning, cops will show up at your house. It's like, dude, if I want to be gone, I'm not waiting until the last second. I'm booking it the minute I'm out of that prison, right? But
it's also like, border.
I mean, border, like the borders are closed, like even outside of COVID, right? Like you have to go through them physically. Like they're not open borders like the EU. So you would probably have to hide inside the country for the rest of your life. So is that really worth it? Probably not. I don't think that many people make an escape attempt.
Yeah. I mean, can't say. Wouldn't say I'm like a warden of any Serbian prisons or anything, but
yeah.
Little do you know, I pull out my extensive resume on being a prison warden of Serbian prisons.
That's where you learn how to bully me.
Yeah. Learned it from the best.
Exactly. But yeah, no, other than that, related, I finally I have my own vaccine scheduled. My first shot this month, the 29th of June. It was very unexpected because, it was supposed to be August at the earliest for like being even allowed to get a shot, like to sign up. Yeah. And then I guess things were just expedited / going a lot quicker than expected / we were just done with the other generations earlier. We're like, yeah, we're just, you get your shot in June.
I mean, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. It's unfortunately not close by. It's like almost half an hour by car, which is like a little bit Uber. Like I wish I could just walk, because like there's a hospital that's like 20 minutes away from here, like a 20-minute walk. I was kind of hoping it was going to be there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like I don't know if Uber is still doing it, but Uber gave discounts / free rides to like shot centers. So I hope that one applies when I go.
But I didn't even know they had. I didn't even know that they fucking. I thought that like Europe didn't have Uber or a Lyft or any of those shits. You had to just get a taxi.
I'm not sure if we have Lyft. I've never seen Lyft in my city, at least. But Uber we do have. We've had Uber for years. And I think it just depends on the country. Like obviously Serbia doesn't have it. but yeah, like it was a big deal here, where taxis were kind of getting out of business because Uber is so much cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an Uber and I presumably also a Lyft driver, you do have to get your taxi license. That is the law we settled on here to make it fair.
Here.
But yeah, exactly
Here,
right.
bro.
But obviously, Uber will provide. We'll give you the chance to, like, they'll probably pay for it if you want to become an Uber driver, and then you owe them and shit like that. It's not just get it on your own before you can work for us type of situation.
That's so weird because here, no, taxis and Ubers are treated differently, but they also have weird kind of rules where it's like certain airports like won't let you go and drop off there.
Oh, I
for some
read about
reason.
that. Yeah.
Like at LAX, like if you're an Uber, you have to drop everybody off on like a designated Uber drop off, like an Uber or Lyft drop off, and then they have to like take a shuttle into the thing. So it's like not even really worth it. But then for some reason, if they see you as an Uber, like you got the Uber sticker, which you have to put on your car when you're an Uber, see you with an Uber sticker and you're dropping off people and you don't have like a special permit to drop people off at the thing at the actual like airport drop off zone, then you get like fined like an exorbitant amount of money. And it makes no fucking sense because it's just like, man, if you just didn't have the Uber sticker or the Uber sign or whatever, I could just say that, yeah, you're my brother and you're dropping me off kind of thing. So it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, not even that. If you're driving off the clock in your car, you still can't do it, right? Because I mean, you could prove it, of course, that you're off the clock, but it's still, you don't really want to end up in that finicky situation when you're dropping somebody off real quick,
No, exactly, and it's like super shitty. So pretty much, if you're going to drop somebody off, like at specifically LAX, like here in Southern California, you really should just like get a friend or a family member and then just pay them for their time, because if you actually have to like go and fucking get dropped off at that Uber lot and then like get moved over, it's super shitty.
Yeah, because
they throw you out and then you got to put all that shit on a fucking like bus and then you got to take that into the terminal. So then it's just like you have all your luggage there. It's fucking it's just another opportunity to lose something, in my opinion.
And it's also how they get their money in a sense, right? To kind of fuck over Uber, because I'm sure they probably have some kind of monetary contract / agreement with taxi companies where the taxis do pay X amount of money a year to be allowed to drop off there, because I believe like one of the most lucrative drives is to the airport. Yeah, because they charge you more airport fees or something like that. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, whatever. But it's fucking confusing. I don't know all the minutia of it because I've never been an Uber or a Lyft driver and stuff, and I don't really have an opportunity to ask somebody that used to be one, because the person I knew that I was really close to ended up passing away from COVID. So now I don't have an opportunity to ask anybody about it, really. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just I remember reading about it a couple of years ago, and I do use an Uber because I don't have a car, so I know a little bit at least about how it works here, because I also just talk to the drivers sometimes out of boredom. But I'm the opposite. I don't want to talk to the driver. I don't I'll ask you hey, how's your day going? You just start. That's cool, man. And then I just want silence for the rest of the ride, please. Yeah, I'll give pleasantries, but usually here they'll ask about, they'll know where I'm going, because usually it's to the hospital or something, or oh, I hope everything's okay, or if I'm being picked up from the hospital, oh, were you visiting somebody, like things like that. So naturally the conversation kind of starts. And I also feel man, what if the last eight people were super quiet and they just want to talk a little bit? I'll indulge, Long pause. I mean, I don't know. Yes and no. It depends. I don't know. But I guess I also have a different experience taking Ubers and stuff, just because, I have boobs. And sometimes the Uber driver or the Lyft driver is kind of creepy, and they're asking it actually happens here in the United States. They ask you questions like where you're going and if you're going to be meeting up with somebody because they are looking to abduct you. Oh, yeah, no, that is. Oof. Yeah, no, it's legitimately happened here in the United States. Basically what happens is you it happened, I think, to some girl in
one of my not like a very close friend of mine, but like a friend of a friend, and we're like friends on Facebook, so I kind of knew the story. But basically, like, she got into an Uber and she was like she said, like, yeah, I'm going here, and she was going there for work, right? And so the guy kept kind of asking her like weird probing questions. And then she noticed that like he didn't take a turn that he was supposed to typically take, because she was like, I think she was like a flight attendant or something. So she knew the way to the airport because that was like her home terminal. And he like started kind of like taking a different route and stuff. And so she ended up like, I think she ended up like there's like a distress thing that you can use on the Uber app or something like that. And then she also like called 911 and just like had the line open and just didn't like, and like was, like just trying to like have a conversation with the person that was driving the Uber. So then like they would like reply back, and then like they would realize that she was in like a dangerous situation where she was stuck with somebody in a car.
Smart.
And that, and then what ended up happening, I think, is that, he like pulled off into like like an underpass, like underneath a freeway and shit. And then like he was gonna like essentially like rape her. And then she like kicked the door and it like hit him and he fell to the ground, and then she ran.
Good shit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, but it was like crazy or something like that. I don't like this.
Did he get arrested?
It was nuts.
Do you know?
Yeah. No, he got arrested because
him.
she, yeah. He totally got arrested, and he's probably incarcerated now. But either way, so I think that's probably maybe why your experiences have been. I mean, not to like devalue it, and also like you live in Europe, and so like I don't really, maybe like seedy situations and shit like that don't happen. So whenever I'm in the car with somebody and they're asking me like a little too much about where I'm going, I start like, all right, well, I'm gonna like throw punch.
Yeah.
Like, I start planning like an attack, bruh. All right, well, he tries to grab me, I'm gonna throat punch him, and then I'm gonna fucking kick the window out, and then I'm probably gonna like book it the fuck out.
Yeah,
like if I'm wearing high heels, like I'm taking them off because I got to be able to run, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, situations like that definitely happen in Europe. Like, we're not, a perfect continent, but I think it's just less likely because, one, we just have less people in the US specifically. The Netherlands is a lot smaller, and two, I am a dude. I'm a big dude. So it's like, have fun. Three, it's just I don't take like long rides, right? Like I said, like for me, like if I go somewhere, the farthest I've been is like the hospital, which is like a 10-15 minute drive. So and it's smack dab like through the middle of the city. Take if you take a wrong turn, I know all the routes here, so it's like I'm very familiar here. I grew up here, so I know exactly which way. It's like sometimes I'll even like suggest a route. But over here, it's very common. Like I want to say every ride I've had has had the navigation like in the middle. So that you can just watch along if they're driving correctly and stuff like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, here it's just on their phone kind of thing. It's not really in the middle or whatever.
Yeah, it is always on the phone here, but I think maybe Uber mandates that they put it on like the middle of their dashboard or something, because I've never seen it to the side where it's just exclusively for them. I also never checked my phone during. But I'm pretty sure if I were to open the Uber app, there would be a distress or even a possibility to like follow along. I don't know. Like it's just. Well,
they show you like your car and like the route that you're going on and what it's telling them to take and stuff like that. So that like they do that. I've never taken any really long, extensive Uber rides either. I think like the furthest away I've ever taken is like a 30-minute ride, and it was because we were like probably like the airport from a place a little bit closer to the airport. Otherwise, like I just hit up my dad and I ask him to take me to the airport, and he's always just like, of course, and then he does it, kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I've never, and if I have taken one, it's been like really short kind of distances, and I typically do not take Ubers alone. I usually take them with other people, but but if I'm like if it's like me and a friend that's also like female and the driver's like asking too many fucking questions, like I definitely start
Yeah,
planning
I can totally
plan.
get that.
Yeah.
I guess the big difference, one thing we don't have here, like I think it's called Uber Share, where you get in with a stranger that's going to like the same or similar location.
Oh yeah, no, I actually did that when I was in Washington DC, and like it was a good ass time, dude. I ended up splitting an Uber. Like I sat in the front seat, and it was like these two guys, and like one of the guys was just like, yeah, I'm getting married. And then his friend was just like, yeah, he's getting married. You know, this is a bachelor party. We're going back to the hotel because we're going to like, you know, go to the next place. But we got to stop off, you know, to like pregame a little more and stuff. And like the friend did not need pregaming, dude. The friend was gone. But like, yeah, they were like super fun and like hilarious and stuff like that. But I felt a lot better because, you know, I was with two other people and they were like really nice guys and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I ended up getting dropped off at my hotel and it was like super easy and it was like cheap, you know. It was like it was like a third of the price because you're splitting it with other people, and so you just I'm not actually sure how it works if like you set one up and you want to do a share and then they end up like not finding anybody to share the ride with you. Do they just charge you full price or they only charge you for the cost of the share? I have no idea how that works, but if you know how it works, somebody comment below. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's why we don't have it, because one, it's just unusual to share a proper taxi here. Like you see it a lot in movies and stuff, and it's more common maybe in New York or whatever. Oh yeah, I think it's very common otherwise, and like we just wouldn't have, I think, enough people who would want to share an Uber. So that's why we don't have the service. I wish we had the service because Uber's expensive. Like
yeah,
so for whatever reason, I can't link my bank account to it. I have to link my PayPal, which isn't inherently a problem. But the problem is I can't add money to my PayPal from my bank account from my phone. I have to use the computer. Yeah, it's I don't know why that is. It won't let me add. So
it just doesn't auto draw like mine. No. Like mine's set up where it's just like it's linked directly to my bank account, and so if
that takes a couple of days, and Uber needs instantaneous payment. So if I'm out somewhere and I need an emergency Uber, like you've experienced this, I'll poke you like, hey, can you send me X amount on PayPal? I need an Uber. I'll pay you back when I get home.
Yeah. Oh, that's no. I do remember you asking that, and also like. I never really thought about it because I thought, okay, you just don't have the money for the Uber and that's fine or whatever. But that's weird. Like, why is your PayPal set up that way? Because mine's not. Like, if I literally just link that shit and it just draws the money out.
Yeah, I mean, I have it like that too, but it just takes a couple of it takes like 2 to 3 business days for the draw to happen. And I think Uber doesn't like that. Like, because who's to say I won't cancel my PayPal in the meantime, right? While it's like they need the money after the ride ends, I guess.
That's so weird because like I don't have an Uber account. I use Lyft, which is one cheaper. Because like when you're Uber, you have to have like your car like can't be older than X amount of years or something like that if you want to drive Uber. Lyft doesn't care as long as it's a safe vehicle.
Yeah.
So, and I don't fucking care, dude. I will roll deep in a fucking 1993 Toyota Corolla, dude. I do not give a fuck as long as I'm getting somewhere where I'm going and it's not gonna fucking explode. Like I do not care. So I use Lyft, and my Lyft is set up where it just automatically, I have PayPal as my form of payment on Lyft, and it just draws out. No problems.
Yeah. No, it only does that for me if I have money on the account. But like I said, the issue is I can't add money to it from my phone. It's due to like our own banking system, like our own form of PayPal, I guess is the best way to describe it to people who are unfamiliar with it.
Mm.
And so it's just always a case of I need to put extra money on there just to be safe, right? Like, so for every Uber ride, like I'll first do like a preliminary check. Like I want to go from here to here, and then it'll give you like a calculator, like, oh, it'll be between X and Y amount. Like if it's like between like 13 and $15, I need to like put 20 on there just in case it's a little bit more, right? So it's just, and then I'll just always have like money floating on my PayPal. Like it's messy. But it's cheaper than having a car, like
yeah.
For
same
me,
time,
at
it's
least.
like you don't have. I mean, it's like you literally, at least I feel in Southern California, you cannot not have a car.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
Our public transit system is just fucking shitty. Like, we just don't have the infrastructure that like other countries do when it comes to public transit. Or not even countries, just even cities. Because if you look at New York, it's like New York, you don't really need a car. You can just take the subway everywhere that you need to go. You can just do this, you can do that, and stuff like that. But like for straight up, like here, Southern California, it's like, yeah, we have a train system, but it's always late. It's always shitty. And we have like 3 different lines. They go like different directions and shit. So you never really know what the fuck you're gonna get. And then our public transit like bus system is just not great either. So it's just kind of
when I visited, so like I don't know. I stayed at an acquaintance at the time, and I don't know how far away they lived from you by car, but it took me 3 hours to get to you by bus, dude. It was horrible.
No. By car, it is like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, it was horrible. And the bus came like once an hour, and that like switched buses 4 times now. But yeah, the main reason I don't have a car here, right, is one, it literally
go anywhere.
I mean, that too, but like it cost me $100 a month, like insurance and like road toll and stuff like that, road tax, things like
road
that
tax.
a month. Yeah, to like repair potholes. You guys have it too. You guys might call it something different. But to just have my car parked in front, you know, just not even drive it. So not even counting gas or anything like that. Just $100. And I don't really go anywhere, like you said, but I also live like 5 minutes away from a train station. I live like a 10-minute walk away from like the city center. We have good trams and bus systems. I live above a supermarket. So it's like, man, I really don't need a car, right?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Like, but for me, it's like I literally can't not have a car.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's also the way your cities are designed, right? Like all your roads are very, very straight. Everybody's presumed to have a car. It's totally different way of living.
Mm-hmm. It's night and day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, we got on a really long, deep dive on fucking Uber for some fucking reason. But at the same time, it's like it's interesting how like we have literally the same company like available here in the United States, but yeah, it's like kind of run differently a little bit, like even just across the sea and stuff. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, what can people on this podcast maybe want to tell them what they can hold for us as a cool opportunity that's coming down the potential pipeline?
Damn, that is so cryptic. Good thing I know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like we talked about this before the episode. We're professionals. So,
I'm waggling my eyebrows.
Yeah. So for the people who are unaware of that it happened last year, Crunchyroll held a digital like event convention in lieu of COVID and physical locations being impossible. And due to this year, like especially earlier this year, was still like uncertain if things were going to open up and to what extent and how safe it would be. They decided to do it again this year because it was a big success. A lot of people showed up. It was great. And what Crunchyroll does is they have like a guest panel where I don't know how long it is. I'm pretty sure it's like just the entire event. If I'm not mistaken,
So different programming. So say they have a room where they're just showing all like dubbed anime that is from like the last season. Then they'll show basically all the dubbed anime that occurred last season. And usually it's anywhere from like from four to 10 episode blocks where they will just show, like this dubbed anime or they'll have, we're featuring, Rising of Shield Heroes. So we're going to show all season 1, during this day, and you can just come and chill in this room and literally watch anime. And so that's kind of like what a program room is for the most part. And then if there's like different, panels and stuff like that, it'll start with, like say if there's like a makers and crafting program room, right? One person like you give a talk and you're talking about like how to make like cosplay props and stuff like that, right? And then like your panel ends and my panel starts and I'm talking about, specifically the sewing element of cosplay and how to like draft your own patterns. And then that's kind of like, they're usually like thematic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thank you for that explanation, because you're a more avid con goer than I am. But yeah, basically we applied to be a fan panelist. We don't know if we got in yet. The deadline, like I think we'll know in a couple of days after this recording.
Yeah.
So next week we should be able to update y'all. But fingers crossed. It'll be us doing a podcast, a video podcast, like Pog. So video.
Maybe I'll be in cosplay.
Oh, that would be exciting, but you probably won't, because that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work just sit here and cosplay, dude.
Yeah, because I won't be, right? So it's like
the duality of man.
Yeah. But yeah, so the whole process was very, very sweaty initially, because I thought the deadline was later than it was. Like I thought the deadline was June 16th, and the plan was to record today's episode and then sit down afterward, like, hey, let's work this out, let's send it in proper, because we'd already talked about it, what we were going to do, and work it all out. And then our Ariel just was like, hey, did you send in the Crunchyroll thing? I'm like, no, like I'll do it in a couple of days. Like, deadline's tomorrow. I'm like, fuck. So because you were working, she was working.
I straight up was working. I was not available, dude.
Yeah, so I was like, I have to like just buckle down and like reach deep to like all the vocabulary and whip out the full lexicon to make this happen. And then, because they asked for a description about how you're going to present it and like what you're going to do, what you're going to talk about, how many people, et cetera, like all that important information. And it's like 500 to 1,000 words. I'm like, all right, I can do that. Like, I'm very wordy. First draft, like 130 words or something. Like, fuck me, dude. Like, oh no. And then I had to fluff it up. And, I ended up with like 600. And, I ran it by you guys and y'all approved. So.
Yep.
We'll get it worked out. Yeah. But that was a sweaty couple of hours of me just toiling away, and oof. But yeah, we sent it in time. Fingers crossed that we get in. If you enjoy what we do, please tune in once we know exactly what times. The con itself is, I think, August 5th to 7th. If I'm not mistaken. But once we know the definite times, please tune in. It'll be live streamed right here, live on YouTube. Maybe we'll even be able to like, I don't know if YouTube lets you do that, but maybe we'll be able to like premiere the video on both ends. Of course, if we're allowed to, after the event, I don't know if there'll be like a time passage or whatnot. We'll also, of course, release the video on this channel. But again, I don't know if there's any like legalities around it. I assume it'll be fine, but don't want to promise quite yet. But other than that, yeah, like I'm excited about it, but I'm also really, really nervous because I don't know like how many people are going to show up. Are people going to love it? Are people going to hate it? Is it going to be a good fit? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm really like nervous, even though I shouldn't be, right? Like, it's not any different than what we do, but
you don't need to be nervous because I, not specifically the quality of Crunchyroll's fan panels, but I have witnessed other fan panels in the past, and my friends have put on fan panels, and I have witnessed the stuff that ends up getting approved for other fan panels, and let's just say the bar is low, very low.
I mean,
you can trip over it.
Sure, but here's the thing. Like, I don't really like to measure myself in that way, right? Like, because I don't care about other people's performance unless it's good. Like, unless it's better and something to strive towards. But it's like it needs to be up to my quality, up to my, you know what I mean? Like, I'm competing with me. And like, I want to do a good job.
At the same time, I can understand that, where you want to compete with yourself and you want to strive for the best and everything like that. But I'm just saying that even if you in your mind think that it is a fail, it is probably not, bruh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess
there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go but up, my dog. Like,
this is
that's
true.
how low the bar is.
This is true. I mean, I do hope, you know, if we get accepted, it'll be fun. It'll be great. That the turnout will be just, you know, as expected. It would kind of suck if we're like the low point of all the fan panels or something.
At the same time, it's like, I don't really know if we will know unless we're in the room watching ourselves and see how many people are in attendance, and if there's like a max exodus.
I mean,
then we'll know.
I mean, I'm gonna be there in chat because it's gonna be live streamed on YouTube.
I mean, we'll see if I'm busy.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I have a really busy life. I have other work.
I know you do.
I can't guarantee that I will be available August 5th through 7th, which is the confirmed dates, by the way. I don't know if I will be available because, to be honest, like, I have a day job and that monopolizes a lot of my time.
Yeah, no, I know. And for it, honestly, it also depends on when it's airing, because obviously I don't live on fucking American West Coast time. So if it gets aired like a super awkward time for me, I'm like, well, guess I'll have to miss that one, you know?
Yeah, it's also, I'm looking at it and it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So not the typical like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I definitely can't be there for the first two.
Yeah.
First 2 days, can't be there.
Like I said, like I have no idea if it's going to be a 24-hour thing, because obviously the cap, I think the rough cap is like an hour per fan panel. So it really fits our format very, very nicely. But I imagine, you know, like I don't know how many panels they're accepting or how many they've gotten as applicants. So like, I really don't know if they have to like cut a lot, or if they're like, well, we have like 50, so we can like do this for like literally 50 hours straight kind of situation. Because, you know, there'll also like commercials and breaks in between and little things like that. So I'm curious, but we'll find all that out if we get in, of course. But yeah, long story short, we applied. It was hella sweaty for me. But it worked out, and now we're just waiting confirmation, which should happen by the time this episode airs. So if you watch either of our streams, links down below, by the way, you'll probably already know. And if not, tune in next week, because we'll know by then.
Yeah, we'll do a little let you know how it went, bro.
Yeah, but with that said, Elden Ring.
Yes, agree. Really stoked and excited for Elden Ring. It looks so fucking good. If you're not familiar with any of FromSoft's shit, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, go away.
What are you? Yeah, what are you? Living under a rock? You basic ass bitch. So if you're not familiar with the complete and utter hype that is behind fucking Elden Ring, you should feel a deep and profound shame, and you should repent by buying Elden Ring as well as Bloodborne and Sekiro.
Unless you don't care about the Soulsborne series because you just don't like that type of game, then your opinion is valid. But fuck you.
Yeah, but also fuck you. You're also kind of not valid because you have bad taste. Get good taste. Yeah, so Elden Ring looks so good. I love the concept of just like the tarnish, like the tarnished. Like, I think I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for what that means and stuff like that. For me, we have differing opinions. I would say that your favorite FromSoft game is probably Sekiro.
Yep.
And my favorite is Bloodborne.
I mean, I would say Bloodborne is my favorite aesthetically, and like lore and like world building wise.
So good.
Sekiro is my favorite gameplay wise, and Dark Souls and Demon Souls it's just amazing. But they're more of like a big whole, a series, rather than like, I judge that as a whole rather than like every individual game.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for it because like the character design looks fucking just dope. It looks sick. I just
They have a cauldron.
Yeah, they got a cauldron and everything's like dark and spooky, and I love that shit. And
we're in the game. We're gonna get them royalties, boys.
Yeah, there we go. That cauldron, it's us. It's hella nifty. So time to get that cash out.
Like when you play the game, when you're murdering that cauldron, I hope you think of us.
Hope you think of us. Realize and repent and reflect that we are the true one pot lord.
Pot Lord, blaze it.
Pot Lord, blaze it. 420. When you do 420 damage on the pot, please cap it.
Cap it and tweet it at us. Just tag us.
Yeah. Tweet it at us. Put like, I don't know, Nifty Cauldron Kappa, and then blaze it. And I will ascend to another level of Omega lol. So please do that. But yeah, Elden Ring looks so good. Really excited for the whole concept of the tarnish, just because like I was just obsessed with Bloodborne and the idea of like the old blood and like people turning into beasts and shit like that. I just fucking love that.
That's interesting to me. When I the concept of tarnish, and when I heard that, it's just like, oh, so that's what they're calling the hollow and the undead this time around. Like to me, it was just another term for what they've been using since Dark Souls, because they use a different term every time, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's I don't really know like what's gonna happen with that. Like I don't know if it'll be kind of like people are, I don't know, like something's wrong with their blood and shit like that. Like I don't know, I just everything comes back to Bloodborne for me, so I'm just gonna make it about I'm just gonna go big square peg round hole Bloodborne and just start slamming on the hammer until it makes sense.
Yeah, meanwhile like along with like Corruption King just slams harder.
Yeah, exactly. Tarnish, exactly. Slams it, but it's also low-key also the nut button.
Yeah,
like that's me.
At all times. So for me, I wasn't as excited initially because I was under the impression, and I don't know if this was revealed with this trailer or if I just was blind, that it was going to be PS5 only. Because it debuted at like the PS5 reveal and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But this trailer at the end, it said PS4, it said PC. So even I think I'll have to settle for a PS4 because my PC is a little bit old. I don't know if I can like run it on max graphics and like stream it at the same time. So as long as the frame rate is good, I'll probably get it on PS4. Otherwise, I'll get it on PC and just not stream it because I'm not getting the game.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited now because like now the game is accessible, right? January can't come fast enough. But to me, it's like I'm very excited, I guess, for once about the co-op of it, because it looks very open world. It looks Dark Souls with horses and just very, very, very big. So I wonder, because you know how co-op used to work, or how it still works in all the other games. When you summon somebody, you're locked to that area. Like fog gates prevent you from moving forwards and backwards. So I wonder if you summon somebody in Elden Ring, if it's area locked or how big the area is, or if you can just go wherever you want and like things of that nature. Like I would love to just, you know, summon the boys and just ride all over the place. I
mean, if you don't get it for PC, I'm not going to be one of your boys, dude. I mean,
I said, like
I have a PS4 to be fair.
Yeah, no. Like, so my plan is I want to get it for PC because it's just better and easier. But for streaming's sake, it's a lot less load to use a capture card than it is to like run a game and stream it, right? Obviously.
Yep.
So if my PC can't really like run it optimally, and there's no frame rate difference, like if the PS4 runs on 30 FPS, but PC runs at 60, like PS4 can suck my dick, right? Like that's so in that sense. But let's say if they both run at 60, but I can maybe like run Elden Ring on PC on minimum graphics, but on console it's just whatever. Like then I'll probably go for console, just for that reason. But you know, I mean, it's a month after my birthday, so maybe if people want to give me a new PC for my birthday, no, I'm just
Bitch, in this economy, this economy, excuse you.
Look, man, you got to shoot your shot.
Shooting blanks right now, bro.
Any rich Oilers listening? Slide into my DMs, please. We'll work something out.
Oil Prince, please come.
Any Oilers? Yeah.
Oilers.
But yeah, I'm super excited. The combat looks very quick, like Bloodborne, but it feels like Dark Souls in terms of like the fighting styles and the weapons and the type of swings. It has magic. I didn't think it was going to. Not to that extent. It looks like it has like a better evolution of sword arts. From Dark Souls 3. I'm super stoked to see the world building, the lore, because George R.R. Martin also worked on it, so I'm sure it's going to add a lot of touch. I can't wait for everybody to fucking die.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like. So I have both hype and reservations about George R.R. Martin. Because of how badly Game of Thrones ended.
I mean, that wasn't. I mean, sure, but that wasn't like he was fine with that ending, but that's not how the books are going to end. So it's allegedly. It's whatever. Yeah, allegedly. Presumably.
So at the same time, it's like I'm excited because he's really great at world building. He's going to put me through just pure agony, which I love. I love just having my heart ripped out and feeling like shit. So I'm down for that. I'm ready for like real character, meaningful character death and feeling like shit about myself. And that kind of stuff. But I'm also like low key worried that because his endings have not been great, or at least in regards to the show, that it could be like a schmirp burp. But at the same time, if the ending's bad, I can just be like, all right, this was okay.
You just won't finish the game like usual. I'm so
offended. How dare you? I've been finishing games lately.
I know.
You're so mean. Oh my God. Okay, I'm leaving the podcast. Goodbye. End episode. Thanks. Bye. Wow. Got bullied really hard today.
I know. So I'm not as worried because FromSoft has already proven that they can also do world building and lore and characters, and this isn't the first game entry. So I think
have a good ending.
Yeah. So I think
Bloodborne was so good.
If George R. R. Martin, like it's like, hey, we should do this, they'll be like, we're not going to. Like they'll just tell him no. So like I don't think he's like in charge of every writing decision. I just think he's like an addition to maybe like help flesh out details or consider things from different aspects. You know what I mean?
Like a consultant. Yeah,
just a little bit more important, and you get to use his name as PR, right?
That's true.
So in that sense, also, if possible, to everybody listening, when you do play Elden Ring, I encourage you to make a strength heavy sword character in honor of Berserk's author passing away recently.
Yep,
it's been a big deal in every Dark Souls entry. The heavy sword. It's usually my first go-to build because it's a lot of fun. So do it.
Yep. We didn't talk about that, I don't think, on the podcast, but I am absolutely gutted.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it because I think it happened the day of even. Like I forget exactly when, but it was so there was still information coming out and things were a little bit unsure.
And also it just makes me too sad to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to mention it. I know it's we all know, great man, a legend. But yeah, do it.
Raise your swords up in honor of Guts, bruh.
Yeah. So I want to see a lot of Guts builds.
I will do a Guts build.
Same.
I will do a Guts build, bro.
I always do if I can.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm super stoked about Elden Ring. I'm glad it's like I don't know if you feel the same way or what type of way. Like release windows are also very telling to me.
Oh yeah, this is so fast.
No, not even that. I mean, it's been a couple of years, but I mean, like that
they teased it, but yeah.
But they're not pushing for December. Like they consciously decided not to push for Christmas. Yep. And I think that says a lot. Like one, they realize we need this time, and two, they're so confident in their game that they don't even need the Christmas.
They're not worried about the Christmas hype. Yeah. Which also, I mean, the game is coming out actually on my mom's birthday.
Oh shit.
So, yeah. I'm like,
happy
thanks,
birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
I'm
busy. Sorry, Mom.
Happy birthday. Do you want to watch me play?
Yeah, basically. Hopefully we'll try to do something for her birthday like before it comes out. If not, then
midnight release.
Yeah. Kind of thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm really excited, and I think it's gonna be just hype as fuck. I'm like so ready. So
yeah, because I really hope. My only worry, and it's always a worry with open worldness, that traveling is not a chore. I hope it'll be fun, and that because it's their first open world game, right? From FromSoft. So I hope they added their FromSoft magic, and that it's not just there for the sake of it being there, right? Or like filled with like side quests or anything like that, or stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I'm just for me, I'm also worried just because I tend to not like open world games.
Yeah, like
too many options.
Yeah, like I usually love them, but most of them I do get bored of the open world aspect, especially once fast travel gets unlocked, and and especially also in games like such as Assassin's Creed, it's just like a bajillion like collectibles and fetch quests, and it loses its meaning. So I hope it's meaningful. I hope it's entertaining, it's exciting. And that it won't feel like a chore to be like go from point A to point B.
At the same time, though, it's like I would be okay with doing some weird fetched quest as long as it was that dank spooky shit, dude.
Yeah, of course,
love that
right?
Dank spooky shit.
I guess like when I say a fetch quest, I meant to say collectibles. Like I don't want to run around the map for the sake of running around to like get some arbitrary number up, to find 100 items. Like if it's always like maybe it'll be more like D&D where overworld is a little bit randomized, where maybe sometimes there'll be a random encounter here, maybe there won't be, or maybe depending on what you do in the story, the overworld will change, or how far you are in the story, like maybe the layout or the shape of the land will change, or the tarnish, the corruption will spread, or something like that. Like I hope it's more. I hope it's an interesting mechanic more than just a transportation vehicle to like jerk off over the graphics,
Yeah, for sure. But also every time someone says the tarnish, I'm just like, that's hot. I'm in, gamer.
Like that specific word choice, like A plus, like good choice.
A+, dude. Tarnish me the fuck up.
Yeah, tarnish me, daddy.
Yeah, straight up. But also, if you have a preferred build that you like to do in like specifically Soulsborne FromSoft style games, why don't you go ahead and post it below and then tell us that you are still going to make a guts build, because that's what you should do. Yeah. But if you do happen to have like a preferred build and stuff like that, why not leave us a little comment so we can look at it and laugh at you and tell you to build a guts build.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just super stoked, dude. I'm good. Like, I'm not going to watch more trailers. I'm not going to watch any more gameplay. It's coming out. I'm hype. I don't want to get spoiled anymore, even though we barely got spoiled. I'm good. I'm there. Like, minute one. My PC can run it. I'll be like, I usually don't like to stream new games minute one.
But you might not be able to resist.
It's going to be flooded, but it's either I stream it minute one or I end stream and go play it off stream. Like, I'm not like this train ain't stopping. Choo choo, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I for the sake of co-op, really hope that you are able to play it on PC so we can actually play together.
Yes. That would be even more amazing.
Yeah. I just like playing games with you. Ooh. Yeah. Even though you bully me and you're dickbag to me this whole podcast, you little shit. You little petulant shit.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll bully you in game too.
Wow. I mean, you probably will. But at the same time, it's warranted.
We've never played a Dark Souls together, so that'll be our first as well.
Yeah, because like I don't even know. I don't know how to play PlayStation Plus, man.
I mean, neither do I. But like, I played Dark Souls for the PC.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And like, I think the co-op system in Bloodborne is a little bit weird in the sense of, I hope it won't be that way. Like, I get why they did it. I just don't like the idea of once you co-op, you immediately open yourself up for PvP.
Yeah, which is kind of shitty. But at the same time, somebody
Like,
raids your game, you just give them the browsers, dude. There's two
no, of
of you.
course. Yeah, I mean, in general, like, I don't mind invasions. I think they can be exciting in Dark Souls sometimes, but it's like, it's weird to tie it into the co-op system, in Bloodborne's case specifically. And especially when it comes to like streaming, like I didn't want to add that risk factor of like dying extra to random shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, but so I do hope that the co-op system is easy, because in Dark Souls 3 it was super easy. Like you could make private summoning, quote unquote, rooms. Like your summoning sign, you could make private on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way since Dark Souls 1, where the mod is mandatory to find your friends. So I really hope it's just super easy to do co-op. I hope it's meaningful. You know, if it's allowed in the open world, that it's not like very small particular area locked. I'm super excited. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's much else to say. Like I think the internet collectively lost their shit. The only thing that would make this week better is if E3, even though it's been confirmed that Silk song still appears, that would make me Omega not.
I mean, let your donger know, man.
I mean, the developers have already confirmed, right? Silk song there won't be anything at E3 about it. So it's like, oh, maybe they lied.
I mean,
but probably didn't.
One can hope.
Yeah.
One can hope. All right. So with that, again, why don't you go ahead and leave us a little comment? Talk about, you know, what you liked, what you didn't like about Elden Ring trailer. There's nothing that you shouldn't have liked because you love it just like we do, or else I'll break your knees. So yeah, at this point, we're just going to head and, you know, take it in for a landing. So give us some love. You know, maybe if you liked what you heard about our hype and our deep discussions about Uber, you should maybe give it a little likey poo, maybe a little dislikey poo. Maybe you're a Lyft driver and maybe you're like trying to assimilate directly into the European Union. I don't know. Or, you know, you have a bad take on Elden Ring, and if so, you're wrong. Fuck you. But thank you very much for hanging out. And also, don't forget to hit subscribe. There's a little bell down there. That shit's for free. You could literally subscribe for free to the YouTube channel. And with that, you'll get notifications about, you know, all the different cool videos that we post periodically. So you should definitely do that. Give it a like, leave a little comment, give some love. But that's pretty much going to be it for us. So I am one of your hosts, Kelly, saying goodbye. Fuck yeah, Elden Ring dab.
I'm your other host, Milan, also signing off for the week.
Alrighty. Well, we'll catch you next time.
See you next week.
Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye.